the hub.
Hey, Bruce, there was a
back.
couple questions.
Oh, there was?
Yes. First of all,
about you? I can't answer any
No,
questions
no. One
about
guy
you.
was like, how could we give the Python such a high rating when it showed up without the sights? And I'm like, well, let me come to your
Well,
defense
your
a
answer
little
first?
bit here.
Okay.
So first of all, the review is about the gun, the quality of the build of the gun as completely assembled and how it works, not so much the buying process. So that definitely was a fail. Okay, they came back, and I wouldn't even call their fix a complete 100%, but that's between, I mean, you might have a different opinion there, but the gun itself, once all together, like most people receive it, is awesome. So that's why it got an A, and it didn't get dinged for, but we did call them out, so you do know about it.
Yeah, I guess a lot of people found out about it. So, I guess it's a good question. My answer would be, since we don't count on what it looks like in the box, so what if one comes in and is damaged, and we can't do the review? Is it the fault of the manufacturer for that? This was the problem with the manufacturing. A final step of putting the sights on. Of course, that's at the end. How they did that, we still don't know. But it was up to us. We said send the sights because we didn't want to send the gun back, right? And I'm thinking we have a better chance of us putting it on at that point, and it wasn't that big of a thing. Steve helped when we put it together. So it was exciting. I think that we look at, you're right on the money, we look at what the gun, how it does what it does. And if you look right now at that gun, there's the quality of the build. And I was just looking the other day, because they're still supposed to be selling for $1,500.
Right.
I think they were $1,500, $1,395 or $1,495. I don't remember now. Hold me to the $100. I forget. But I looked on Gunbroker, and the 6-inch ones are going for $2,000 if you find them.
Wow.
And the 4-inch are going for $2,200. So somebody must think that they're a good quality build.
Yeah.
For us, we just look at the quality of the final result.
And I've always said that it's not really about making mistakes. It's about what you do when you make them that determines, what going on. But so that's the thing.
Yeah, they could have been maybe a little bit, more forgiving over the phone. Because, we would think that it was such an embarrassment. It was, but of course you're dealing then with people that take care of warranty. And there's going to be warranty even on Maseratis, I guess.
Yep. Things happen, so they do.
So that's any other question besides that on that?
There's a couple other, but we'll answer them. There was some about looking for another one of the guns that we had looked at, and I forgot what it is. So sorry.
Okay.
But we'll line those out and answer you there on YouTube. We get to them eventually, like I said.
Yeah, because we're not doing a shoot today, but we just kind of discussed this on our way when we're leaving past each other in the hallway over at the shop.
Right.
About talking about what's going on with this gun. We did touch on it a month or so ago.
Yeah, we talked about the panic and all the buys and stuff like that. And have they slowed down?
No, actually, and now it's become to me, since we're instructors, and we have a responsibility for safety. We always build everything around safety. That's what the insurance is for, if something happens.
Right.
But it's always safety first. And it is in all the training classes that we do at both locations at the hub. It's safety first. And so now it's becoming to me a little bit of a safety concern. And I'm going to give you my idea. I want you to take your take on it because you don't know what I'm going to say.
Okay.
And this way you're going to look and think about it for a second because you probably thought about it. So let's just talk quickly 3 points. The buying frenzy, okay? The gun panic and safety, but then I'm making it now a safety concern, and I'll explain that. The frenzy just means that people are buying everything, whether they can use it or not. Okay, they're buying guns they don't even understand.
Right.
It got so bad that the last few days, this is hard to believe this actually happened. 2 people yesterday came into me and said, "Do you have any of this ammo?" And they had a cartridge in their hand, didn't know what it was, and handed me the actual cartridge.
Yeah, this.
Yeah, handed me this. Do you have this ammo?
Okay.
Actual cartridge. I said, "What is it?" "Well, here, I don't know what it is. I just need this." And whether they're picking up for somebody else or whatever it was, it just got me a little bit thinking about, and it has happened before, about guns. And then people came in yesterday. I got these 2 guns are being shipped here because we do some transfers for people when we can't get the guns. And can somebody show me how to load them and shoot them? And I said, well, we do have classes available. Oh, no, I don't want that. I don't want that. And that made me think a little bit, too, about the safety concern, okay? So getting back, and then other people come in looking for a gun and said, I was told I should get one of these. And then I asked a couple questions about how she plans on using it and things like that, and then the gun she was told to get would not be safe for her. And so we started thinking about this, our little thing today.
Yeah,
We talked for 5
yeah,
minutes. The safety concerns I have are all these people now.
And they're
that
your
are
safety concerns about people buying a gun and hurting themselves.
And the people that are buying these guns are not gun people, and I don't mean gun people like professionals, because none of you always quote unquote what's professional, and we're not professional, but we work at it.
Right.
But when it comes to guns, if half the people don't have them, and it's still over half don't have guns, and if they're coming in to get a gun, more than ever they need to take the time to go to a local place that somebody will talk to them. And then I thought about that, thinking, how would that be a safety concern? I'm not sure if I like some of the people that come in with guns, don't know how to use them, walking around with guns.
Right.
So in a way, there is a safety concern, but then it's deeper than that. What do you think about how this affects gun control laws in the future?
So
if all of a sudden we have a major...
Here's the funny thing for me. We stay away from politics. I got to bring something up that will be political. But first of all, I've had people contact me, like 4 or 5 people that I haven't talked to in maybe 6 years, out of the blue. Hey, I know you're like associated with the gun stuff and everything. Can you give me some? They're at least reaching out for the advice as to what to look into. Had a conversation about somebody about a handgun that they've never owned a handgun, but they really think it's time to get one because it's just the uncertainty and things like that. Yeah. There's a lot of strife online, and it seems everything's polarized. I mean, you got to be on one side or the other, and like if you even try to be in the middle, you get called out as being on the other side. It doesn't matter where it is. So Biden is running, and he on his platform, go to his website. He's calling out that he wants to basically stop online sales of firearms, of ammo, of everything. He wants to, that's one of his platform things is he's going to do that. And I'm like, I wonder if the people, because there's a lot of people that are getting guns right now that may be Biden supporters. I wonder if they really know that and really understand that or believe that. And I wonder where that sits in the midst of their understanding
It's
and
never
knowledge.
worked in the history of any countries that decided to do it that way. I think it's the misguided way to do it.
Right.
But and we're not conspiracy people here. I'm too old for that.
No. Yeah.
Too old for conspiracies. You can always find one someplace. But it almost makes you wonder, and it does bother me a little bit, of all these people now coming out, and they're not necessarily going about it the way it used to be, a year ago.
Right.
Well, I'm going to start looking at some guns and maybe go talk to somebody. And the other thing is good-willed but misguided help. I wrote that little note, so I could ask you about that. People are giving opinions on what people should buy that really shouldn't be giving those opinions. Not that we have perfect opinions, but we'll ask some questions and try to figure out what's best for the customer and how much they want to spend, how much time they want to spend as far as learning the mechanics of this.
Right.
They don't seem to care about any of that. Well, I was told I have to have a semi-automatic. And I want to put it in my back pocket.
Yeah.
And then, or I was told to get this little one, but then I can't pull the slide back.
Can't pull a slide back. And the funny thing is we as salespeople over the years have trained and everything is sell what you have. Like, don't worry about that thing that's not in stock. Try to sell what you have. And it's been always kind of hard because people will come in and go, oh yeah, but I'm going to wait for this. You don't have a lot of waiting, do you?
No, because they'll just take whatever they can get.
What do you have?
And that panic, but by taking whatever they get,
you don't get the best thing?
they don't necessarily get something that's going to be safe. And we talked before about this. In order to buy a brand new car, you have to have a driver's license.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you have to have a license to buy a gun. I'm just saying, but they think for some reason that the car is less dangerous or more dangerous than a handgun. I think they're probably about equal, but there's different things you need to learn about how you plan on carrying this gun. And we don't need people with guns that don't know how to load them, unload them, or safely take care of them, because we have no problems with guns. We have a lot of friends that have guns.
Right.
And
it's not hard.
It's very simple.
It's not like we're saying people aren't intelligent enough to do this. We're saying that, and he's saying that it's just take the time. If you're going to buy the gun, invest the money in it, take a little bit of extra time, get a little bit of training to understand how to properly utilize that gun, how to properly store that gun, and how to properly clean that gun.
And I think if you have a couple questions when you go into the store, and this is where it's going to show, a couple questions you have in your head before you go into that store, and try to go, if you can, to more service-oriented companies like we have here with the Tucson and here, where we actually get involved. We care about what people get, if they get the right thing or not. And we try to make sure it's safe. We also offer training, and we can try to keep that safe thing going. But when you go to some of these other stores where some of the people don't have the knowledge that we have or the year's experience, maybe they don't do those things, and they don't ask the questions. They just, oh, you want that? Here. You need some ammo for that? Okay, here's some ammo. And then they come back in us. Can you help me? Show me how it loads.
Yeah.
And then I think to myself, and not trying to be an elitist or anything. Do I want to help somebody show them how to load this if they don't want to spend a couple of minutes?
Right. Right. You don't want to halfway.
Can you show me how to start my car?
Yeah, you don't want to. Well, it's motorcycle training. I mean, it's literally why we always say with motorcycle training, don't let a friend teach you how to ride a motorcycle. Go get a professional because they're going to take you through all the steps, step by step, and they won't miss something.
Yeah.
Your friend is good intentioned and may be very knowledgeable, but they've not been trained on how to educate people and train people and build people with building blocks up.
We're not downplaying gun ownership.
No.
But we all remember we talked before about being good stewards.
Yes.
It seems to me to be a good steward. You purchase the gun, you understand how you're going to use that gun and carry it, and the amount of effort you're going to put into learning,
Right.
and that helps make a decision of which one of these guns is best for you.
Yeah.
Because some people don't want to spend any time with a gun. It'd be lucky if they shoot every few months. Somebody wants to get into a competition league. That's completely different. So those are different guns,
Yep.
and they still come in looking for the Holy Grail. One gun that does everything, and it's like one pair of boots, one car. You can go fast if you want, but you can't pull a fishing boat.
You got it.
So, but anyway, that's the whole thing. It's a safety concern. It's not an elitist thing, thinking we're the only people that could help people buy a gun. It's just that this is what we see here, and then we look at safety.
Right.
So I see this happening every day. Somebody is either saying these things, or I wish everybody just slow down. If we take a deep breath, we may be able to solve some of these safety issues.
Good.
And continue with what's going on. Anyway.
Best way locally, come in and get one of his one-on-one courses and go through it. And he'll take
Or
it
if
step
you're in
by step.
Tucson,
And Tucson has it as well.
Yep.
They've got one-on-ones down there.
Yep.
So, check out thehubaz.com.
Yep. And there's one last thing I want to say, and with that, there is a shortage of instructors, trained people that will take the time to help people because of this rush.
Yes.
But it's like everything else. If you can't get through to your bank for 3 days, and then it takes a little bit while to get some training, just take a little bit of time.
Got it.
And just be safe. And that's the whole thing about it, safety. So
Check out Instagram, check out Facebook, thehubaz.com. I'm Birdman.
And I'm Bruce, and of course, be safe. Okay, what do we start with? Thank you.
Hey, thanks everybody
Yes.
for subscribing, and thanks for the questions as well.
We appreciate it. Thank you.